Hello, Rosie here at Just Chill Baby Sleep. Today I wanted to talk about tips for your delivery of your baby and what to pack in your hospital bag. So I've had lots of my pregnant followers asking for a bit of advice. So first of all, whatever kind of birth you are having, you're going to need lots of stuff for you and your baby. Obviously all your toiletries, dressing gown, slippers. For after birth you're going to need lots of comfortable clothes, big knickers, maternity pads. Some people find actually the disposable incontinence knickers are very, very helpful if you're going to have a heavy flow after giving birth, which is quite normal. So don't worry if that is what happens to you. You're going to want snacks for perhaps during or more likely after birth. Generally you'll get lovely toast and tea after having your baby in most hospitals, but sometimes you might want a bit of something else, so that's great to have. A water bottle that's easy to drink from is a great idea, because when you're in labour it's nice to be able to sip from a bottle rather than trying to use a cup, which can be tricky. If you are having a natural birth, then I would recommend Rescue Remedy. I found brilliant, which is just little drops on the tongue to help you relax between contractions. Lots of people like TENS machines. I used one with my first birth and found it very, very helpful. If you have the electrodes on, you won't be able to get into the water if you're looking for a water birth, so you'll need to take them off before you get into the water. In terms of other kind of comfort things, I really like having my own pillow in hospital, so regardless of your birth, obviously afterwards you're going to want to have a nice comfortable pillow that smells of home, but for natural labours it's really helpful to have something that smells of home, smells something very powerful that can help relax us. And the key to having a good labour is staying relaxed. Because then it stops our adrenaline and our cortisol raising, which interferes with oxytocin and other lovely hormones that are going on. Natural painkillers which help you have your baby. In terms of other things, for your partner or whoever your birth partner, whoever that is, make sure they've got snacks and food, because the hospital won't provide it for them. Think about music. If you wanted to have music, you could bring something with you. One good tip, if you're having a natural birth, you might want to ask them to lower the lights. I always talk about light with sleep, but it's also when you're having a baby, your body will feel safer if it's a little bit darker rather than having lots of artificial light shining on you. So that's a good way of looking at it. If you're interested, hypnobirthing I think is brilliant. There's hypnobirthing classes, you can get one-to-ones, or you can read the book and get CDs. So have a look into that if you're interested. It can be just a way of kind of getting the mindset of feeling quite relaxed. Now, in terms of recovery for both natural or caesarean births, you're going to want to be able to go to the toilet easily. So I always would advise packing maybe some dried apricots and dried fruits. You could pack some fibre gel, is another nice way of doing it. You may be on iron tablets after birth. Obviously your doctor will advise you on that, but you can start taking something called Spartone. And there's a couple of other natural sort of iron supplements that you can start taking. Arnica I think is brilliant for internal bruising, so arnica pillules are quite good. So whether you're natural birth or caesarean, that can help. If you are having a C-section, I advise taking in peppermint oil. It's really, really good. So if you ask your midwife just to bring you some warm water and just put a couple of drops in, what happens when you have a caesarean section is it's an operation where your stomach is opened, so lots of air goes in. So this happens with any kind of surgery. So what can sometimes be painful is actually the air trying to get out. So the peppermint oil can just help with this a little bit. Hospitals always used to give it, but a lot of them don't have it anymore, so that's quite helpful. Otherwise, you're going to want, for breastfeeding, you're going to want breast pads, nipple cream. If you are breastfeeding, get the baby to the breast as soon as possible. Keep putting them on. Lots of skin-to-skin contact. So as soon as you have your baby, get them onto your chest. Breastfeeding isn't always easy. So if there is somebody in the hospital that can help you, so if there's breastfeeding support workers or midwives, do ask for their help. Don't struggle in silence. I know there isn't always people around, but just keep asking for help if you need it. If you are bottle feeding, there's no issue with that, but you should probably take your own formula and bottles with you because not all maternity units will have them. You can get pre-sterilised, pre-made bottles, which are a bit easier as well. On this vein, you're also going to need muslins, so stuff for baby, muslins, hats, sleep suits, vests, nappies. Bring lots of these because you don't always know how long you're going to be in hospital for. You might think I'll be out the next day, but if there's some kind of complication, you might be in longer. Depending where you are and how far hospital is, obviously people can always bring things to you, so don't panic too much if you have help around. If you don't, then make sure you have everything packed. Other things for baby, you will definitely need a car seat to take them home. That's vital. Most maternity units won't let you take baby home without a car seat. Blankets as well, and also if you want like a blanket from home, you can bring that if you want it to smell nice, just for your kind of comfort really. In terms of going back to breastfeeding as well, if you're looking to take a nightie with you or pyjamas, if you are breastfeeding, make sure it's buttoned down. Or what I used to do is always like a stretchy kind of one, so you can literally just stretch it down and boob can flop out. Otherwise, breastfeeding bras, so bras that you can undo and literally have access to your breast is very, very helpful. In terms of your delivery, just stay, my number one tip for anyone is to stay as calm as possible. Don't be frightened. I know it's very hard, but the more stressed you get, the harder it will be. So whether that's natural birth or cesarean, both of them, stay really calm. It can be a really, really magical experience either way. So just try and go into it with your eyes open, be accepting of your path and what happens. We can have all the best plans in the world, but they don't always go according to plan. The number one most important thing is that you and your baby are safe. If you ever feel unsafe, then speak to whoever is looking after you, whether that's a midwife or a surgeon or an anaesthetist or whoever it is. Make sure you voice any concerns you have. Ask questions. Our medical professionals are fantastic, but they're sometimes very overworked and they don't always think to tell you what's going on. So always ask for somebody to explain why something's happening or what's happening. But generally, make sure you've got everything in your bag that you could possibly need. There are lots of other lists out there that you can Google as well if you want, like literally toothpaste, toothbrush, hairbrush, things like that. Lip balm's another good one because often your lips can get a bit dry when you're in labour or when you're having a cesarean, either way. And also maternity wards tend to be very warm for a good reason because we want our newborns to stay nice and warm, but it can make you feel rather hot. So don't bring like big heavy clothes. Bring something nice to wear home that's just, you know, you're going to be able to feel comfortable, because either way you might be a bit sore. Your stomach isn't going to be flat because it's going to be, that is your womb that has stretched, and that is completely normal. So if you look in the mirror and think this is crazy, I shouldn't look like this, absolutely it's normal to have an extended womb because it's just had a baby come out of it. So either way, if you have cesarean scar, look after it really well, keep it really clean. I like dabbing it with a bit of salt water to keep the wound sterile. But if you have any concerns about your C-section scar, get a midwife to check it, get a doctor to check it, or go back to your maternity ward depending how long ago you left. Very, very important. Also with stitches, keep an eye out for infection as well. Keep nice and clean, look after yourself, ask people for help, ask people to cook for you, clean for you, those kind of things, bring you food, and you can focus on looking after your little baby. So I hope that was helpful. Best of luck and congratulations in advance on your brand new wonderful little baby. Bye for now.